The following footage comes from a Ring security camera mounted outside a residential home. At first, everything appears completely routine. A delivery driver wearing a dark t-shirt walks toward the front porch carrying a cardboard package. There's nothing unusual about the scene, and it looks like another standard delivery that probably wouldn't have been remembered if not for what happens next. The dog's sudden charge catches the driver completely off guard. He immediately throws the package to the ground and jumps backward, trying to create some distance before the animal gets any closer. But the situation doesn't end there. Only seconds later, the homeowner steps outside, and instead of calming things down, the encounter escalates almost instantly.
Now what? Why? What's wrong?
Why are you throwing shit at my fucking dog?
He's about to fucking hit me. You what? Are you coming at me right now?
He didn't fucking bite you.
You come right at me like he's going to, son. You need to back and fuck up.
Within moments, both of them are raising their voices, each seemingly convinced they're in the right. It's difficult to know exactly what was said or who was ultimately at fault, but what began as an ordinary package delivery turned into a heated confrontation in less than 10 seconds. Watching it unfold, it's easy to see how quickly an unexpected backyard or front yard encounter can spiral when emotions take over. But seriously, what would you have done if you were in the driver's position? The next clip was recorded by a homeowner's security camera at around 3 o'clock in the morning. The backyard is completely still. There isn't a person in sight, and for a few seconds, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Then, without any warning, watch. A car suddenly tears straight through the backyard. According to the homeowner, the camera's timestamp is incorrect, but the incident happened at around 3 a.m. They believe the driver may have been intoxicated because, after crashing, he reportedly abandoned the vehicle and fled the scene on foot, instead of waiting for police or calling for help. The homeowner also blamed the nearby 5 Points intersection, saying it needs better traffic management to prevent incidents like this from happening again. Whatever caused the crash, it's the kind of thing no one expects to wake up to. A car suddenly plowing through the middle of your backyard in the middle of the night. This next video was captured by a family's home security system during what started as an ordinary afternoon in their backyard, and within seconds, it became one of the most terrifying things their cameras have ever recorded. A young girl is out in the yard running around in the sun the way kids do, while her dad is nearby, close enough to hear her but not yet in view. She calls out to him, casually, the way you do when you want to show someone something. Watch.
Dad,
Yeah.
there's a coyote.
Oh, shit! Holy shit!
There's a coyote. There's a coyote. Quickly, get inside. Get inside.
Shit!
Coyote. There's a coyote. Quickly, get inside. Get inside.
Oh! Yeah! Is there another one?
A coyote had come right into the backyard in broad daylight and chased the girl across the turf. Her dad gets to her in seconds. You can hear him go from relaxed to pure alarm in the space of one breath. What makes this so hard to watch is how fast it escalates. One moment, it's a sunny afternoon in a family backyard, and the next, a wild predator is circling a child. Coyote encounters in suburban neighborhoods have been rising steadily, and wildlife experts point out that coyotes bold enough to enter fenced residential yards in daylight are often animals that have lost their fear of humans entirely, which makes them far more unpredictable and dangerous. The family manages to scare the coyote away, but even after it's gone, the father's first thought isn't relief, it's concern. His final words are, "Is there another one?" It's the kind of question that reminds you the danger may not always end when the first animal disappears. The next clip begins with a woman following what she describes as a strange feeling. For reasons she can't explain, she decides to look out her window. Sitting in the middle of the yard is a children's toy car. Nothing appears out of the ordinary until she notices it beginning to move.
Come here.
What is it?
Come here. Come see. Oh, come here. Get out. We have to burn that thing. And then that is so scary. Crazy.
The toy car slowly starts moving on its own, despite no one being anywhere near it. As expected, the footage sparked plenty of debate online. Some viewers believe there's a straightforward explanation. Since it's a battery-powered ride-on toy, they argue it could simply be running on the last bit of stored power. In their view, the battery still had enough residual charge to briefly engage the motor before finally dying. Others, however, aren't convinced that's the whole story. Their argument isn't necessarily about whether the toy could move on its own. They agree that's possible. What gives them pause is the timing. According to them, if the movement was nothing more than a random burst of leftover battery power, the odds of the woman happening to look outside at that exact moment, with her phone already recording, seem unusually slim. Some viewers also point out that this reportedly wasn't the only time she'd captured the toy moving, making the coincidence feel even harder to dismiss. Whether it was a simple electrical quirk or an incredibly well-timed coincidence, the clip has left people divided. Sometimes it's not the event itself that keeps a video alive, it's how perfectly it happens to be caught on camera. This next video was recorded by a backyard surveillance camera late one night. The yard appears completely empty at first, a quiet swimming pool, still water, and nothing but the glow of the infrared camera illuminating the darkness. Then, something appears near the edge of the pool. Watch. A strange figure stands hunched over beside the water, its upper body stretched forward and its arms extended in a way that almost looks human. At first glance, it looks as though someone is either drinking from the pool or possibly bent over as if they're being sick. The figure remains there just long enough to make viewers question what they're seeing before the footage ends. Online, opinions couldn't be more divided. Some viewers believe it's simply a cow that wandered into the yard, lowering its head to drink from the pool. Others think it more closely resembles a longhorn, with its wide horns creating the illusion of outstretched human arms in the infrared footage. Then, there are those who aren't convinced it's an animal at all. A few paranormal enthusiasts have compared it to reports of humanoid figures seen lingering near water at night. Across various folklore traditions, bodies of water are sometimes described as places where unexplained encounters occur more frequently, though stories vary widely from culture to culture and shouldn't be taken as evidence of the supernatural. So was this nothing more than a thirsty animal caught at an unfortunate angle? Or was there really someone or something standing beside that pool in the middle of the night? This next clip was captured on a night vision security camera mounted over a fence paddock. No people in sight, just the corral, the darkness beyond the fence line, and two horses that suddenly come charging in from the right, clearly terrified of something. What's unusual isn't the horses bolting. That happens. It's what made them bolt. Listen closely. Both horses gallop into the paddock and slam to a stop, and if you keep your eyes on the one on the right, you can see it won't move. Head up, ears pricked, body completely rigid, staring back into the darkness it just ran from. But what really sets this apart is the audio. From somewhere just off screen, a series of wailing, high-pitched screams begins. Sounds that rise and fall in pitch, that strange siren-like quality sitting somewhere between a distorted human scream and an animal cry. It doesn't stop. The horses know what's out there. They just can't show you. Some viewers immediately pointed to a vixen scream, the call of a red fox during mating season, which genuinely sounds like a person being attacked and has startled more than a few people over the years. Others thought it could be a mountain lion, whose vocalizations carry a similarly haunting, almost human quality. But a lot of people weren't buying either explanation. The wails in this clip have that strange, almost electronic warping to them that doesn't quite match known wildlife. And then there's the question of the light on the right side of the paddock, which appears to brighten slightly near the end of the clip, while the horses are still frozen in place. Whether that's a coincidence or connected to whatever is standing in the dark outside that fence, you be the judge. This next clip was recorded by a father who was outside with his two young kids on what looked like a perfectly ordinary afternoon. The kind of day where you let the children run around in the woods behind the house and don't expect anything to come of it. The area is well lit, daylight filtering down through the trees, leaves, and pine needles covering the ground. Nothing about the setting that would put anyone on edge. He's filming casually, calling the kids along, when his son suddenly stops, crouches, and then stands up and points directly into the tree line ahead. You can hear it in the boy's voice. The question he asks his dad isn't panicked, it's genuinely confused, the way a child sounds when something doesn't fit into any category they've learned yet. Watch.
Guys.
What's that, Dad?
Let's go back inside. Come on, guys.
Moving between the trees, low and fast, is a dark figure with a distinct white or light-colored patch across its back, hunched over, using its arms to drive itself forward with a loping, quadrupedal gait before it vanishes behind the foliage. The dad doesn't waste a second. He tells the kids to go back inside, and both children turn and run immediately. No hesitation, as if they didn't need to be asked twice. That reaction, from 3 separate people, 2 of them young children with no reason to perform, is what a lot of viewers keep coming back to when they try to debunk this. If you slow down the footage and focus on the shape itself, the posture doesn't match a person jogging or crouching through the underbrush. The movement is too fluid, too low, and the white patch on its back is oddly distinct, standing out against the dark fur or dark clothing in a way that makes it harder to write off as shadow or compression artifact. Some viewers immediately pointed to a dogman, a term used widely in cryptid communities to describe a large bipedal creature that sometimes drops to all fours, reported most frequently in heavily wooded regions of the American Midwest and the Pacific Northwest. Others think what's visible here is closer to a large primate, something moving the way a chimpanzee or a juvenile gorilla moves when it's covering ground quickly. Skeptics argue it could be a person in a dark costume, and honestly, the pixelation when zoomed makes it impossible to rule that out entirely. But the way the father cuts off mid-sentence, the way he pivots from curious to urgent in under 2 seconds, and the way those kids run without looking back, none of that reads like a staged reaction. Whatever was in those woods that afternoon, the man behind the camera clearly believed it was something his children needed to be away from. And that instinct alone is hard to explain away. The next clip was captured by a home security camera during what should have been a routine pizza delivery. Late at night, a delivery driver walks toward the house carrying an order, focused on finishing what probably felt like just another stop on his route. The street is quiet, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Then everything changes. Watch.
Hey!
Out of nowhere, 2 men dressed in black rush toward the delivery driver. According to the homeowner who shared the footage, they believe the 2 men were attempting to rob the driver. What makes this clip so unsettling is how easily it could have gone differently. The 2 men don't appear to act on impulse. They seem to wait until the driver is focused on the delivery before making their move. For most people, hearing a knock at the door means dinner has arrived. But for someone making the delivery, every unfamiliar driveway, every dark porch, and every stop has the potential to become something far more dangerous. Sometimes, the biggest risk isn't the road, it's not knowing who might already be waiting when you get there. The following video was captured inside a hospital by Dave, a man who claims he's been gifted with sight since he was young. According to him, he doesn't just sense things, he sees and hears them. And he says spirits tend to follow him, especially in places where emotions are intense, like hospitals, cemeteries, abandoned buildings, places where life and death have crossed paths. While Dav was receiving treatment, he suddenly felt like he wasn't alone in the room. Watch.
There's like something in this room that is like moving, like the chairs. Move this shit right here. Oh, my bad. That should hurt. But anyways, if there's a spirit in here, just let me know. You know. And sometimes things this is Kaiser. Oh, good. I felt like a really heavy presence in this room right when I walked in, but I just thought I see something sitting right there. I'm sorry. My phone. That's not good. There's a lot of things happening here. Even that door slowly opened and closed right now. If there's anything in here, just give me a sign. I'm here, confused. Okay, you can say anything. Just don't mess with my heart monitor or anything. That started to move. But it could be people up there. I just here. So it's you can hear like TV or something. Move anything you want. Let the people know that you're here. Like, speak into this thing. Show me your hair, presents. You could, I got a gift, and I'm not afraid. So if you decide to move anything, or open that door again, I won't be frightened. What the hell? Oh. Whoa, shh. Excuse me, nurse. Oh, that's some activity. Excuse me. This thing fell. Right here. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe it just fell.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just sleeping. And,
Well, that scared you, huh?
yeah, it scared the shit.
I was worried. I thought you fell.
Oh, no.
It wasn't you. All right.
Okay, people, that was a scary situation. I know I didn't jerk, but yeah, it's ghost activity. Oh my God. Oh, crap. Well, I got the gift, but I'm not gonna abuse that. Just ask for, little signs here and there. They show them to me. Nothing to be alarmed about, people. Didn't feel it was evil at all. But, whoa, I know you guys heard that over there. Woo! Anyways, God bless you guys. I'm not gonna entertain them anymore because I don't need my heart to go racing. God bless you guys. But anyways, I was gonna cut this video short, but right when I was gonna cut it short, something else happened. But I'm waiting for it to happen again. So this right here, mind you, this is the only sliding door that's open. But this right here pulled all the way back this way. So what happened last time was I was asking it for a sign, and it pushed over this metal thing right here. I had to tell the nurse I was sleeping because I didn't want her to think I did the shit, or I just told her I don't know. I didn't know what to, make up, but this shit is, it's crazy, And all I asked is for a sign, and they gave them to me. But the thing is, I'm like used to it when there are signs, But in hospitals, there's a lot of activity, and I already know like I'm gonna find something, that would like give me a sign or whatever. Oh, just like that. That was up there under my sweater or some shit. Okay. I know you're not welcome here, so you can go back to wherever you come from. Cause I'm gonna take a nap. And this arm right here you can't do nothing with it. It hurts. So I gotta lay on my side right here. Okay, people. God bless you. Blessings. And man, pray for me.
If you listen closely, after he says, "I'm here for peace," a faint whisper can be heard saying, "Help," and then what sounds like knife. That detail is what unsettled viewers the most. Some speculate it could be the spirit of someone who passed away in that very room, possibly someone connected to surgery or a traumatic procedure. Hospitals are places of healing, but they're also places of loss, fear, and unfinished stories. In paranormal theory, strong emotional events can leave behind residual energy, like a recording that replays under the right conditions. Others believe this could be an intelligent haunting, meaning whatever is there is aware and responding directly to Dave, especially since the whisper appears right after he speaks. During his stay, Dave also mentioned feeling a heavy presence near the chair in the room. He said the energy felt concentrated there, like someone was sitting and watching him, but when he looked, no one was there. Of course, skeptics argue hospitals are full of ambient noise, machines humming, distant voices, equipment moving, and audio pareidolia can make random sounds seem like words. According to them, when you expect to hear something, your brain can fill in the blanks. So was it simply hospital acoustics playing tricks on the ears? Or did someone or something in that room hear him when he said he came in peace and answered back? You decide. In this next video, Andrea is walking her dog late at night when something in the distance makes her stop. At first, she thinks it's just her eyes adjusting to the dark, but then she notices shapes that don't look quite right. So she pulls out her phone and starts recording. Have a look. In the distance, 3 shadow figures appear to be standing completely still. Some believe they could simply be people standing under poor lighting, their features swallowed by the darkness. At night, depth perception becomes unreliable. Streetlights can distort proportions, and shadows can merge together, making ordinary figures look unnaturally tall or solid black. But others argue something feels off. In paranormal discussions, shadow figures are often described exactly this way: human-shaped, lacking detail, and usually seen in peripheral vision. They're said to be watchers, observers, and in some reports, they appear in groups of 2 or 3. The fact that there are 3 of them standing together raises even more concern for believers. Some theories suggest that multiple figures appearing at once could indicate something more intelligent or coordinated, not residual energy, but active presence. As for danger, most accounts claim shadow entities don't always attack, but they can induce fear, paralysis, or a feeling of being targeted. And fear is something certain entities feed off. Whatever they were, one thing is clear: they weren't moving, and they were aware enough to stand there while being filmed. Until clearer footage surfaces, what Andre saw that night remains a mystery. Now in this next video, a team of paranormal investigators visit an abandoned house that locals have refused to go near for years. The place has been empty for decades, and as many paranormal researchers will tell you, abandoned buildings have a way of holding onto energy. When houses are left to decay, especially ones tied to unknown histories, tragedies, or sudden departures, believers say the energy inside can become stagnant, trapped. So the team sets up their equipment: EMF readers, cameras, and most importantly, trip wires. For those unfamiliar, tripwires are extremely sensitive devices designed to trigger if something physically passes through them. Not wind, not distant vibration, but something crossing the line. As they begin asking questions, trying to provoke a response, this happens.
And see what's popping. Nope, that's not a new tripwire. That's the same tripwire that we use at the breakfast table, that I've used in other places. Okay. That door just opened up by itself. I didn't even get that far. Dude.
You went up here or either.
This door just opened up by itself. Here we go. Wait. Crazy, right? That was me. I bumped into the table here. If you heard something rattle, that was me. But that door opening up.
paid. Quite clean.
The trip wires suddenly went nuts, and then, almost on cue, the door slowly opens by itself. Skeptics argue structural shifts could trigger the wires, but paranormal experts would say something else entirely. They believe abandoned spaces can act like containers, especially if something tragic happened there. If investigators actively try to communicate, they're essentially knocking on whatever door exists between worlds. And sometimes, something knocks back. Abandoned buildings already carry risk, unstable floors, toxic air, human squatters. But if something unseen is also moving through the halls, that's a different kind of danger. So was this structural coincidence, or did something in that house finally respond to being called out? You decide. The following video was recorded by a woman named Simone during what was supposed to be a normal evening walk. Watch closely. If you pause at the right moment, you'll notice a dark figure leaning against a tree before it suddenly darts away. At first, Simone brushed it off. Maybe it was a trick of the light, maybe someone was hiding. But what unsettled her wasn't just what she saw, it was what she felt after leaving the area. Even when she had completely walked past the tree line, she couldn't shake the sensation that someone was still behind her, matching her pace. On her way home, she passed a strange building she'd never paid attention to before. This time, she went in. As she steps inside the dark room, look toward the right side of the door near the end of the clip. Something shifts behind it. Simone later said that's when the idea first crossed her mind. What if whatever she saw near the tree wasn't random? What if it was watching her? A few evenings later, she passed the same building again, and this time she heard a voice that sounded exactly like her sister calling her name.
I don't know why the lights are on, but I'm going inside of this house. I just heard my sister's voice, and I'm sick of this. And I need to figure out what's going on so I can put a stop to it. Why is this chair in the middle of the floor?
Mimicking entities are considered particularly dangerous. They don't just appear, they imitate familiar voices to lure people closer. When Simone stepped inside, she noticed a chair positioned strangely in the middle of the room. Before she could even finish talking, she saw the figure again. After that encounter, she convinced herself the entity was attached to the abandoned house, not her. But that assumption didn't last long, because soon after, her own home stopped being quiet. Banging at night, footsteps when she's alone, whispers she can't trace, and an overwhelming sense of fear that comes without warning. One day, a friend visited after hearing everything, and this happened.
Hey guys, it's Simone again.
You kidding me?
Yeah. So I'm here with my friend Lexi, and I thought that this was over, but it's still happening. Something from this entity is still trying to get to me, so...
I thought you were kidding.
No.
Like, this is horrible.
I'm not kidding.
I don't know how you've been living like this. This is literally, like, I've checked this door 5 times. There is no way anyone is in the backyard.
Yeah. So, still going on, and I just wanted to come back and report to you guys that it's still impacting my life every day.
I'm so sorry. This is insane.
Here's the unsettling theory. If the activity followed Simone home, then this may not be about a haunted location anymore. It could be attachment, a phenomenon where an entity fixates on a person rather than a place. And attachments, according to paranormal researchers, rarely fade on their own. It's hard to walk away from something like this without answers, but Simone isn't ready to stop investigating until she understands what's happening. Now, this strange video was posted on December 27th, 2025 by a veterinary hospital in Madison, Alabama. But what makes it even more unsettling is that the footage itself had reportedly been kept private for nearly 4 years. According to the clinic's owner, Renee, something happened that night that caused all employees on shift to stop what they were doing. Have a look.
Did you out? That's weird.
Where's that coming from? It don't sound like it's coming from
Okay, so you still want to do banana bag, 15 mils an hour, head of starch, 4 mils an
It's
hour.
coming from over this way.
Alright. Medication, metronidazole, 15 mils BID, IDO. Wait, is it Scarlet? Wait. I clamped it off before getting meds.
Is somebody dropping it off up there? What's coming from up there?
They may have done that when they switched the bag.
Is
The
it
new
fire
bag
free? No.
Alright, who's gonna help me?
It's in the lobby. It's coming from the lobby. No, it's not. Where is that? It's not in here. What is that? What, phantom dolls? That's weird. Is it Charles? You heard that, right? We all heard that.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. What did you hear?
A dog keeps yapping.
Is it Dakota?
No!
Look,
It's coming from over
Why don't
here.
you look in the front porch and make sure I didn't dump one or throw one in the pen outside or something? I didn't hear anything. You're not hearing that.
3 of us heard it.
I didn't hear it, no. You heard it, right?
I heard it.
I didn't hear it.
It sounds like it's coming from this side.
You can't hear it at iPod though, right? Look at that fence out there and make sure somebody throw one in the fence. I heard nothing. I was like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, that's a brand new bag.
That's fucking
It
bizarre.
is? Yeah.
I haven't heard it. I still haven't heard it.
All 3 of us heard it. And it was coming from
It
that
sounded like it was in
direction.
that room or something. Like it sounded like it was like right where you're bored.
We're going to play that back.
I didn't even hear anything. Can you play it like specifically in those rooms or anything?
After reviewing the footage, Renee says there was no logical explanation for what they witnessed. And this wasn't an isolated event. Over time, strange activity became almost routine inside the clinic. Dog kennels securely latched would open on their own in the middle of the night. Office supplies and lightweight equipment were found scattered across rooms that had been locked. Staff members reported hearing scratching sounds coming from empty runs long after the last patient had gone home. Sometimes motion sensors would trigger in rooms where no animal was being treated. For a veterinary hospital, that detail hits differently. Because this isn't just any building, it's a place filled with heightened emotion, fear, grief, relief, heartbreak. It's where some families say goodbye to beloved pets, and many pet owners will tell you that after their animal passes, they still hear the faint scratch at the door, still feel the weight at the foot of the bed, still think they see a quick shadow dart past in the hallway. Some believe animals, especially loyal ones, linger, and that's the theory whispered among staff, that perhaps some of the dogs who passed away in that clinic never fully left, that the scratching isn't imagination, and that the kennel's opening isn't mechanical failure. So what do you think? Is it residual energy, emotional imprints replaying themselves, or something else using the setting to its advantage? Renee says she doesn't know what's in her clinic, but she's no longer convinced it's empty after closing time. The following video is about Nate, someone many viewers already recognize for the strange and often unsettling activity that seems to follow him wherever he goes. Over time, people began pointing something out to him, that he might be giving whatever it is too much attention, and that constantly reacting to it could actually be making things worse. So he decided to try something different. He started ignoring it. No reactions, no engagement, just going about his day like nothing was there. But that didn't last long because one morning, this happened. Watch.
Alright. So you people tell me to ignore things, so... Tell me what the fuck that is. I have... things going on in here and in the bathroom right above me, or some upstairs above me at the same time. But, you know, I'll just ignore it. And it's not as simple as people think. Unless people experience these things, then it's not as easy as just ignoring it when this shit happens to you. I'm working on it.
Once again, you can hear faint whispers in the background, unclear but definitely there. And what makes this moment even more unsettling is that just seconds before he started recording, the cabinet where the cup falls from was completely closed. Moments like this are why many believe that attention plays a role in these situations. Some say that reacting to activity can strengthen whatever is causing it, almost like feeding it energy, but others argue the opposite, that ignoring it doesn't make it go away. It just makes it find other, more aggressive ways to be noticed. And for Nate, it doesn't stop at home, because as much as he deals with this inside his house, his workplace isn't any different. Watch this.
All right. Good morning, ghosts. Happy Friday to you guys, too. Well, I don't really see anything out of place or kind of... Everything looks... Oh. I could feel that. I could feel that. Did I offend you by saying good morning? That's different. All right. I take back the good morning then. Oh, okay. We're gonna do this now. take back good morning then. Jesus Christ. Well, now the knocking on the walls has started once again. Just figure out, turn the camera on and see if I can catch it, because I mean it was every wall. Like, and it's inside because when it did it on this wall, this and the chains were slightly swaying. So that tells me I wish I can understand what whatever this is wanted.
At the cemetery where he works, something can be heard bang against the walls of the garage over and over again. Not random noises, but heavy, deliberate impacts, like something trying to get his attention from the other side. Some believe this could be tied to the environment itself. Cemeteries are often associated with residual energy, places where emotions, grief, and history linger. Others think it could be something more direct, something that may have attached itself to Nate, following him between locations. And then there's one of the strangest things he's come across at work. Watch.
We have this morning. Just one. No other ones. Just one single claw print or weird handprint. Fingers are super long. They look a little sharp on the edge, like small scratches underneath. And there is it's almost like it was jumping up there, but I don't see anything.
On the floor, there's a deep claw-like marks, just one, as if something appeared, dragged across the surface once, and vanished. Some viewers even claim to hear whispers toward the end of the clip, though no one could clearly make out what was being said. So what could leave a mark like that? This one remains unsolved. In this next video, a father shares an experience that completely changed the way he sees his own home. For some time, there had been small things he couldn't fully explain, moments where he thought he heard movement late at night, or faint sounds coming from parts of the house that should have been empty. Nothing too obvious, just enough to make him uneasy, but not enough to convince himself something was wrong, until one night, he suddenly woke up to the sound of his son crying, not a soft whimper, but the kind of crying that makes you get up immediately. Without thinking twice, he rushed out of his room to check on him, but something didn't feel right, so he decided to check the camera. Watch closely.
Good.
You can hear it clearly, a child crying, but then something else happens. A figure moves past, and for a brief moment, it looks like the shape of a child. Yet, something about it feels off. The movement isn't natural, the timing doesn't match the crying, and the presence itself feels separate from the sound. And this is where things start to get really disturbing. Because when he finally checked on his son was fine. Not crying, not awake, just sleeping. Which raises a terrifying possibility. Some viewers believe this could be a case of something imitating familiar sounds to draw attention, possibly to lure someone out of their room. It's a theory often mentioned in cases where voices or cries are heard, but don't match any real person in the house. Others think it could be a shadow figure manifesting briefly, using sound and movement together to make its presence known. But whatever it was, it knew exactly what would get his attention. So if that wasn't his son crying, then what was it? I'll let you be the judge. Now, in this next clip, Isaac, the man living in that old property with 2 haunted sheds, a place already known for strange activity that seems to grow worse over time, shares an update on his current situation. On this particular day, Isaac was doing a live stream, going about things normally, when a strange sound suddenly caught his attention. It wasn't loud, but it was enough to make him stop mid-sentence and go check it out. Watch this.
Y'all heard it too. Y'all heard it too? Because I know I heard something. I know I'm not going crazy. I'm standing right here with y'all. I'm standing right here with y'all. My hands. I'm standing right here with y'all. Just burn the whole house at this point. I can't, they ain't got nowhere to live. Fuck. Oh. Ah. Ooh. Ow. Oh. Hit my leg. I hit my knee so bad. Oh my God, that hurt. Ooh.
Isaac had previously explained that this room used to belong to the grandfather who owned the land, and according to family members, he always preferred warm temperatures. It was something very specific about him, something only people close to him would know. And just to rule out any easy explanations, Isaac made it clear during the live stream that the other remote was in the living room, and the remotes don't control each other, something he had tested before when he once misplaced one of them. So if no one was in the room, and no remote was being used, then what turned it on? Some viewers believe this could be the grandfather's presence, something familiar, almost routine, repeating what he used to do when he was alive. But others aren't so convinced because what happens next changes the tone completely. Tired of everything happening around him, Isaac eventually decided to bless the house, and for a few days, things were quiet. Almost too quiet until this happened. Watch.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Like I said, I've left the living room and I've officially moved into the bedroom now, and it's what the hell? Well, well, I was gonna say, that it's been pretty calm all day. Somebody did ask me if they blessed the sheds, and the answer is no. They actually didn't. For some reason, my landlord was pretty adamant about leaving the sheds alone. We did the furthest one where the memorial is, but the one near the house and the one with the car in it, she was absolutely adamant that that would not be blessed, that would not be touched, and so we didn't touch it. I didn't ask any questions. Her reaction wasn't like mean or anything. She was just like, yeah, I don't like that's not a good idea. Almost kind of like, not just leave it alone type of thing. So, I mean, other than that, it's been a really good day. It's been a really damn good day, to be perfectly honest with you. Why are my windows so foggy? Look at this. Look how foggy my windows are. Look, these two. Can you even see it? I don't even know if you can see it. It's like mad condensation. Why is there so much condensation on my flipping window? I didn't run. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, to be perfectly honest with you, but guess I'll go ahead and finish getting ready for work. Watching Wicked while I get dressed. Alright, talk to y'all later.
A door suddenly closes on its own, the light shuts off, and for those listening closely with headphones, some claim they can hear a faint voice saying, "Go away." And that's what really unsettled people. Because if that voice is real, then whatever is there doesn't just exist. It has intent. Some viewers believe this might be a reaction to the blessing itself. There's a theory that if a space is only partially cleansed, whatever is there can simply move to the uncleansed areas. And in Isaac's case, that would be the sheds. And there's another layer to this. Isaac mentioned he wasn't allowed to cleanse the sheds, which raises a disturbing possibility. If something is tied to those sheds, and you cleanse only the house, then you're not removing it, you're cornering it. And according to many who study these cases, that can make whatever's there more aggressive. So now the question is, was that the grandfather making his presence known? Or was it something else entirely? Something that doesn't want Isaac on that property anymore? You decide. In the following video, a man named Moses and his family were on their way home one evening when his daughter insisted they stop by a small playground near their house. It was a simple request, just a few minutes to play before heading in. Reluctantly, he agreed. The kid played, laughed, and enjoyed the quiet moment. But as time passed, something about the place began to feel off. The kind of uneasiness you can't explain, like being watched without seeing anyone. Then, just as they were about to leave, Moses saw it clearly. Someone was there, hiding. He turned his camera toward a nearby tree and started calling out, asking whoever was there to show themselves. And then, it did. Watch.
No te vas a golpear en la resbaladilla cuando te bajes.
¿Me bajo?
Sí.
Ah. ¡Ey,
Nana! Mira, Nana, ven. Venga, para acá. Mira, cheque, a ver, miren el árbol aquel. No, la neta, te lo juro que yo miraba algo, como que se asomaba. A ver, venga.
Ya me dio miedo.
No, es que yo miré algo, neta. No pasa nada. No, mi amor, no pasa nada, ven. No era nada, ven. ¿Qué?
¿Qué es?
No sé, no. Mira, sí se miró. ¡Hey! ¿Quién está ahí? Yo sí miré, alcancé a ver algo. Mira, ¿te checaste? ¿Viste? A ver. Oh, mira.
¿Qué es eso? Ay, no.
¡Hey! ¡Lujo! ¡Asómate!
Something peeks from behind the tree, not once, but twice, just enough to confirm that they weren't alone. At that moment, the family didn't wait to find out more. They quickly left, trying to brush it off with nervous laughter as they walked away. But after posting the video, the comments made things worse. People began sharing their own experiences about that same playground, especially after sunset. Some claimed they had seen figures standing near the trees, watching silently until noticed. Others described hearing footsteps behind them with no one there, or catching glimpses of something ducking out of sight the moment they turned to look. A few even said the place feels completely normal during the day, but changes the moment it starts getting dark, as if something else uses that space when no one is supposed to be there. So what was hiding behind that tree? For now, this one remains a mystery. In this next video, Chris and his wife are trying to finally settle an argument that's been going on for a long time. Both of them have been experiencing strange things in their home, but they don't agree on what's causing it. Chris leans toward logical explanations. Faulty wiring, loose fixtures, anything that can be explained. His wife, on the other hand, believes there's something else in the house, something they can't see but can definitely feel. So to settle it once and for all, they installed cameras everywhere. One night, while they were asleep, the cameras caught this. Watch. The stove turns on by itself, as if someone physically turned it on. Up until this point, many viewers believed the activity in their home might be tied to something harmless, possibly even a child's spirit, especially based on earlier clips where objects were lightly moved or knocked over. But after seeing this, people started to think differently, because this isn't just movement. This is dangerous, something that could have easily caused a fire. And that's why some believe this might not be something playful or harmless anymore, but something more aggressive, something with intent. And for a while, all the activity seemed to center around